Hey there, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. So I can't remember at all the last thing I showed you, but I've been working, sorry about that. I've been working sort of methodically as I go through to fill each section with approximately the same number of pages so that I don't have one section like really fat and the next section skimpy. So then I go back and add things again. So what I've decided to do next is to add tabs of one sort or another. I like to be able to grab onto something so that I'm not using my fingernails to flip a page. So to be able to grab onto something here, especially since these two pages are the same length, I'll probably do one here, and maybe one up here so that it's not where I'm grabbing two pages at the same time. I don't know what I'm going to put on here at this point, but I'm going to search through and see in my either paper scraps or my fabric scraps and see what goes, hopefully with both sides. There's some blue on both sides. And you guys, I'm trying to follow a sort of a color theme, but I also want it to be like it was put in as it was found. So it's sort of doing the red and blue, but also I want it happened over time. So not everything's going to necessarily match, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I am going to go through, like I said, and see what I can find for these first few pages, and we'll put them in together. Okay, well, you guys know how it goes. It's been forever. And I figured out some things to put on. I have a double-sided piece of fabric so that some of it shows on the other side, not just the torn. I wanted, not just the back side is what I'm trying to say, not just the back side of the fabric. I wanted full color, and I'll show you why in just a moment. I think I want it this way. And where do I want it? I'm not sure. I'm going to hot glue. I sewed a button on, a vintage button. And I already had one thing in the pocket. I made this forever ago, you guys. I have no idea when I made this, a long time ago. But I made this so that it sticks far up out of the pocket. Old-fashioned cookies. So this comes from one of those binder recipe books. And, the picture's cute. So I just backed it with something to write on. And it can stick up as much as you want or don't want it to be. So that's what that side will look like. And then stick that down in there. I like the layers of that. So then on this side, I wanted to add this fabric, but I wanted to be able to see the polka dot fabric behind it. And I thought I would add just a little label under there. I need to close my door real quick because my husband just got home. So who knows what kind of noise he'll come in making. All right, so let's first glue down our label. And then we'll glue the fabric down. Hopefully I don't have to stop the video. My husband's probably going to want to come in here and talk to me. All right, let's go ahead and glue this one down. I was thinking I don't have a lot of kitchen type stickers, you know, like, or, you know, stickers that would go in this sort of journal. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is go buy some and send them with the journal. I think that would be maybe the right thing to do. Okay, I had something. I know I had something. Oh, here it is. I have, so you know, you can make your own flashcards. And so I made this one, and you know how flashcards have the little number? Well, I should have had the number way over here. So we're just going to cover that little mistake up with a label. And making sure it's straight. And then on the other side, another label just to back it. I like to, just in case some of the white edge shows, I like to go ahead and ink around the back side. I did this one already. I guess I missed the other one. I'm pretty sure that if I head in to Hobby Lobby this week, Paper Studio stuff is on sale, so that should be good. So I'll be able to purchase some things to go. And so then, you know, you can write a recipe on here. Hard to write, but if you take it out, you can just write your recipe down. You could write something here. Okay, then on this page, I have this. I threaded some ribbon through it, and we'll glue that down with some Fabri-Tac. We'll just go right down the center of it where the ribbon is. And I'm thinking I want part of the blue to show on either side. At first I was thinking to put it over the edge, but I think I like part of the blue showing. And I have a paper doily. This was from one of those 49 and Market die cut packs. I've had it forever and a day, and it's in one of those places in my craft room that I just don't think to look. I'm sure you guys all have those places, whether it's in a craft room or wherever you do your crafting. You think, oh, this is good. And then you just don't, for whatever the reason, you just don't think to look there. Well, that's where this lives. And I thought it'd be really cute. I am going to put it in as a very large tuck spot. And you can still write on it. And then quite some time ago at, I believe it was an estate sale, I found an old cookbook, and this was in it. And I thought, I just cut it down a little bit, and I thought it would be really cute just to put there. Of course, something else could go there instead, but, and it's blank on the back. So, you know, instead it could go this way. Actually, it'd be really cute to put maybe a little, like ribbon right there. Let me see. I've got some twine maybe that would be cute on that. I think maybe that one's too thick. I don't know if I like that one. I mean, I like it, but not with that. I don't know if my other ones are too thin. They're very thin. would be cute just to tie a little bow around it though. Hopefully I left it enough space. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, get that out of the way. And then on the back side here, make sure you guys are in camera. Yeah, I have some fabric that I glued some rickrack to. So I ruffled the fabric, I ironed it. I didn't want it to be too fluffy in here because I want it to actually, you know, not gator mouth. But I also want it to show a little bit on the other side. Yeah, I like that. Okay. That was it too, right? I think. Let's go ahead and glue it down. See if I can get it on there quickly. I still want my lines to show. Okay. I love the vintage rickrack. You know, of course, new rickrack is cute too, but the vintage rickrack is so soft in comparison to the new. Again, a sticker would be really cute here if I had some good stickers, but I have like a little chef hat, Master Chef. But I don't think I have anything that really goes well. I mean, the All Done, it might go because of, well, there's yellow here, and then the color of All Done is, it's cute. I'll stick that on there. Okay. So when you go back, we have something to hold on to, something to hold on to, and then something to hold on to. And it hasn't taken up too much space. And then I put tabs on each of these if I didn't mention that before. And I don't have one of the clear things on the very front. I didn't want the clear thing. So now I have to figure out what to do. I moved this. It had been on the front in my last video. But anyway, now I have to figure out the next section. And I will add something to hold on to on these as well. So that they're easier to turn because, you know, it's hard to grab hold of. All right, let's see what I come up with. Okay, I've gone on to the next section and have some things. What I want to do on this one is add this, so, you know, the colors, it all goes. But I can't glue to this necessarily, so I think that I'll sew it straight down here. But I'm going to wait to do that till the end and then I'll show you. So we'll move on to this. And for this, I have just a little doily here that will glue down. And I have an old, what is this, milk bottle type things. It's not real, I don't think. It's a chipboard, you know, from a scrapbook paper, something or other, and it was gifted to me. I don't remember from who, but we're gonna add that right there, and I think it looks really good. So we'll start with this. My glue is so hot that it's not wanting to come out. That doesn't make sense, right? Just really quickly. It's like the glue gets too soft and it doesn't want to advance into the gun. Okay, So now I can turn that page very easily. You guys, I spent so much time on this page. I added this. I think that'll be really cute. I don't know what I'm going to put down in there yet, but it'll be really cute to have, you know, some sort of recipe down in there. No idea, you know, what. On this page, I decided to do an unruffled piece of fabric. I glued some rickrack to it. I glued down just a very edge of a paper for a tuck, and I'll show you why here in just a second. We'll glue this down with Fabri-Tac, and then, oh, that will become a tuck, but I already have something to tuck down in there, and I think it's really cute. So this, oopsie, I just got glue on the next page. Let me wipe that off real quick. This reminds me of Englebright, Mary Englebright, the flowers. And so I thought I would cut out. I did a little tracing and cutting, and I just did a little flower kind of like this. And then I have some Mary Englebright recipe cards, and it just tucks right in under that little edge there. Yeah, it has to go this way. So, but you know, more can go in there. So let's go ahead and glue the little flower down, and we'll do that with some Fabri-Tac as well. I don't want it to go through so much that it sticks to the paper underneath. And then the next page, so I didn't show you this before when I was kind of showing you, I don't know, I think it was in the last video. This actually, oh, my glue just got on there. This actually lifts. It's plastic. It's not vellum, it's actually plastic, and doggone that glue. It's printed on. So I think it's really cute. You can lift and write recipes or memories or whatever, and so then when it's closed, the writing underneath I think will look really cool. So all I was going to add to that was just a little whale tail, and I think I'm going to staple it. I'll put a little bit of glue, but I don't think it's really going to stick very well, so I think I'll do a little bit of glue and then a staple. So that actually gets it, you know, stuck to it. Well, it's sticking all right. I'll go ahead and put a little bit of glue on this side. Hopefully the staple goes through the glue. Where is my little stapler? Actually, I think it's up here on my desk. I'm probably wiggling the camera quite a bit. Sorry about that. We'll just do a staple right through it, and that'll keep it on there. On this side, I have just from a paper pad, so it'll stick off the edge of the page, so when I go turn the page, it's there. And then I lined it with a color that went with this page because the back of it looked like that, and I did not like that. So let's go ahead and glue it. I'm going to glue it as a tuck, so more things can go down inside. Don't know what yet, but something. it to stick off too far. Definitely not farther than the tabs. And then just turn it around to make sure it's straight. I don't know what I'll be doing on the back of this page yet, but that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and take this page off and sew this, hopefully right down the same seam that's already there, but it's going to stick off a little bit. Maybe I'll put it right. Maybe I'll put it at the top, because I don't have anything at the top right now. I don't know. I'll think about that, but I'll be right back. All right, I got it in there. I think it turned out really cute. So I'm holding it closed with one of these that I've had forever and a day, and it opens. I just sewed right there. To sew it, I held it on with washi here and here. And we'll just hold it closed. Like, you could do either side, you know, wherever you want it, but I think I like it on the edge. So then you can see the yellow over here goes with some of the yellow over here. So we have that. Super cute, you guys. I'm just loving this. And then something will get tucked in here. Now I'm thinking, again, so this Diane with Shawcraft 1 was my inspiration, and she sticks full doilies in there. And so I wanted to do that too. I'm just going to try. There's going to be a lot inside. If I have to do some trimming, maybe I'll do some trimming. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know how things will close if I don't do trimming. It's all going to be a learning process. Or maybe I fold it back on itself. It's going to take up a lot of space. I think that I'll probably end up cutting it. But for now, I'm thinking that it may be too much hanging out, but we're going to see. Okay, loud noise. And we'll close it. And this isn't going to be the only one. I'll have other ones hanging out. And I think that is really pretty. I'm looking at the camera and seeing what you see. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. So just working on the, you know, things to hold on to turn the page. Makes it so much easier, in my opinion, to turn a page when you have something to hold on to. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.